Islam, Hotep, Shalom Mikhael, Salam Alaikum. Peace to the gods, peace to the goddess. I reserve all my rights without recourse. All right. Today, such a bountiful day and a day of abundance, a day of magnitude, a day of overflow. So on such day, let's see. I want to show you this is an oath of office. All right. The bond for that oath. All right. That's the insurance company. And that's the oath. Now, this oath of office, first off, is fraudulent. All right. And you see the certified. They put it on the back as also. You notice that, right? Certifications on the back. So we got a lot of lawlessness going on in the U.S. For example, public officials are being allowed to take oaths under assumed names. This is not a lawful full name. Just a minute. Let me see. Thought I had covered up. Okay. All right. Public officials are being allowed, all right, by the Secretary of State, by the Governor of the state, by the county clerk of the county, to record oaths, to sign oaths of office under assumed names. All right. There is a canon that specifically states that is legal, that is unlawful, that is treason. All right. Now, this person decides to get in my way while I am administering my private business and decides he wants to close my mailbox and not give me my mail. All right. So F is a perfected claim. You see, it's perfect. It's perfected. There's nothing he can do to get out of this. He had opportunities to respond. Several opportunities to respond to a third party, and he didn't. All right. Not only that, this person is a public official notary, And as the notary, he's also the agent of service for process for my mail as well as the mail of his company. And as you can see, he refused a document that he didn't know where it was came from, and being the agent of service of his company, that's a felony. All right. So we called the insurance company. We told them we need to file a claim. And the insurance company told us how to file that claim. All right. So let's go back to this bond. All right. I mean this oath of office. Okay. First off, oaths of office are required to be notarized. Do you see a notarization on this oath of office? No. This is a simulated legal process. This is a felony. This is treason. This is fraud. All right. So I would bet that when I come back with the oath of office for those Starbucks security guards / county contractors dressed in peace officer uniforms, and the judge and the DA and others that helped, falsely imprison me for no reason whatsoever. We're gonna see what their so-called oaths and bonds look like. All right, and we all know treason is punishable by death. All right, so especially when you're carrying a weapon and you're kidnapping people. But back to this character. So not only was this person allowed to sign a simulated legal process calling itself an oath of office, this person was given an insurance bond by this company. All right. And this company gave this person an insurance bond in assumed name. You see that? That's all caps. That's a legal fiction. All right. All right. So but you see, the person who from the insurance company, they signed their full legal name, first, middle, last. All right. Okay. And they got their signature notarized with their full legal name, first, middle, last. All right. So these are several serious felonies. That just got added on to what his goofy ass already owes me. You see, these people are so delusional that they allow their emotionalism that they call racism or, hatred or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's ignorant. It's retardation. That's what it is. It's Down syndrome. When you can allow someone to influence you enough to ruin your whole life based on hearsay. Oh, they're black. They won't do shit. Don't worry about them. This person is a Asian. He's not even from here. He's from somewhere else, and he acts like this. If he would not have committed such great dishonor, the most honorable would not have sent me to punish him. To them. All right. So this is the first default perfected claim. Okay. Before I go and take this public, I'm going to put my claim into this insurance company and get a check. All right. Before I file to have this person removed from office and put in prison. And whoever assisted in this fraudulent simulated legal process should also be brought up on charges because this is not allowed on this land. This is forbidden. This is a felony against the king. All right. So, and this was Only about $6, $7, $8, $9 to go and pick up. All right. Their oath of office and their bond. All right. And, this was a few letters, a few envelopes, a few notaries. Okay. Hold on, let me cover up some stuff. I'm going to show you the construct of a perfected claim. All right. So if anybody contact me, email me, text me asking me, how do I stop paying rent? How do I do this? How do I do that? I'm going to ignore you because you chose to ignore what was freely given to you. All right. An unrebutted affidavit stands as law. Repeat that. Say it loud. An unrebutted affidavit. Write it down. An unrebutted affidavit stands as law. Don't forget it. All right. An unrebutted affidavit stands as law. All right. Stop signing contracts without reading the contract. Take the contract home. Study it for 24, 48 hours. All right. He who signs a contract without reading it, he or she knows that they know what it says without a shadow of a doubt, is a fool. And a fool is a slave. And slaves are treated like animals. Don't forget that. All right? Not every individual treats their slaves like animals, but for the most part, there are some lawless people, lawless individuals living, all right? So be mindful. All right, this is a notary certificate of non-response. Certificate of dishonor by non-response, all right? 3 items 3 chances, and they all were dishonored. Okay. Now the notary is an officer of the court, officer of the state, so that is an official judgment of dishonor. All right. Now, there's a few other steps that go after it next, but for the most part, that's equivalent to having a warrant issued for your arrest, aka the arrest of your estate, your assets, your person, as it's called. All right, and this person is in default for us for a whole lot. All right. Now, some individuals, when they have a debtor, they may have the sheriff go and take the property of the debtor, including all the money in the cash register, all the property inside of the business, or the person could pay the sheriff to have someone stand there 8-hour shifts and take all the money that comes into the business until the debt is paid. It's a long list of how to collect on in certain venues. I'm just going to let you see how we collect on this debtor. But this is a very serious matter that's going on, and so we will definitely address this with UPS store. They're contracted with this individual, and they are at this point liable, as well as the insurance company that bonded this individual. They also for the damages, and they will be put on notice. All right, they will receive letters to which they must respond. They must answer. All right, so right now we're going to send this complaint to this insurance company the way they told us it should be filed, through their website and through their email. And we will show you how that turns out shortly. Okay, today we are going to continue our next part in our reading. All right. And as you see, we have several organizations going into default as we speak. They're already, that's another, you see what that says? Perfected claim. You see that? All right, so previously, if the word perfection and perfect, if you ain't nobody perfect, if you can't deal with that word, then stop watching this video and find something else to do with your life, because this won't help you. All right, it doesn't resonate with you. Let me put this back together right quick. Yeah. So yeah. Every time you see one of them stickers, every time you see one of these, that's pretty much a 10 piece or better. 10 million or better. Payable in gold. A silver ratio of 24-1. I don't even want the cash. I want the gold. You can keep the cash. You're gonna pay me in gold. You're gonna be in debt with me for eternity. All right. Chapter 4. We invoke thee, O ancient and great ancestors, ye who have brought and led and guided, ye who speaks here and adhere, ye who we honor with our very being. Ye who are noble, pure, righteous, and vigilant, we invoke thee. Chapter 4. The confession to be made by the exorcist. Confession. O Lord of heaven and of earth, before thee do I confess my sins and lament them, cast down and humbled in thy presence. For I have sinned before thee by pride, avarice, and boundless desire of honors and riches, by idleness, gluttony, greediness, because I have offended thee by all kinds of sins of the flesh, adulteries, and pollutions, which I have committed myself, and consented that others should commit, by sacrilege, thefts, rapine, violation, and homicide, by the evil use I have made of my possessions, by my prodigality, by the sins which I have committed against hope and charity, by my evil advice, flatteries, bribes, and the ill distribution which I have made of the goods of which I have been possessed, by repulsing and maltreating the poor, in the distribution which I have made of the goods committed to my charge, by afflicting those over whom I have been set in authority, by not visiting the prisoners, by depriving the dead of burial, by not receiving the poor, by neither feeding the hungry nor giving drink to the thirsty, by never keeping the Sabbath and the other feasts, by not living chastely and piously on those days, by the easy consent which I have given to those who incited me to evil deeds, by injuring instead of aiding those who demanded help from me, by refusing to give ear unto the cry of the poor, by not respecting the aged, by not keeping my word, by disobedience to my parents, by ingratitude towards those from whom I have received kindness, by indulgence in sensual pleasures, by irreverent behavior in the temple of God, by unseemly gestures threat, by entering therein without reverence, by vain and unprofitable discourse, when there, by despising the sacred vessels of the temple, by turning the holy ceremonies into ridicule, by touching and eating the sacred bread with impure lips and with profane hands, and by the neglect of my prayers and adorations. I detest also the crimes which I have committed by evil thoughts, vain and impure meditations, false suspicions, and rash judgments, by the evil consent which I have readily given unto the advice of the wicked, by lust of impure and sensual pleasures, by my idle words, my lies and my deceit, by my false vows in various ways, and by my continual slander and calumny. I detest also the crimes which I have, the treachery and discord which I have incited, my curiosity, greed, false speaking, violence, malediction, murmurs, blasphemies, vain words, insults, dissimulations, my sins against God by the transgression of the 10 Commandments, by neglect of my duties and obligations, and by want of love towards God and towards my neighbor. Furthermore, I hate the sins which I have committed in all my senses, by sight, by hearing, by taste, by smell, and by touch, in every way that human weakness can offend the Creator, by my carnal thoughts, deeds, and meditations, in which I humbly confess that I have sinned and recognize myself as being in the sight of God the most criminal of all men. I accuse myself therefore thee, O God, and I adore thee with all humility. O ye holy angels, and ye children of God, in your presence I publish my sins, so that mine enemy may have no advantage over me, and may not be able to reproach me at the last day, that he may not be able to say that I have concealed my sins, and that I be not then accused in the presence of the Lord. But, on the contrary, that on my account there may be joy in heaven, as over the just who have confessed their sins in thy presence. O most mighty and all-powerful Father, grant through thine unbounded mercy that I might both see and know all the spirits which I invoke, so that by their means I may see my will and desire accomplished, by thy sovereign grandeur, and by thine ineffable and eternal glory, thou who art, and who wilt be forever, the pure and ineffable Father of all. The confession having been finished, with great humility, and with the inward feeling of the heart, the Master will recite the following prayer. O Lord all-powerful, eternal God, and Father of all creatures, shed upon me the divine influence of thy mercy. I am thy creature. I beseech thee to defend me from mine enemies, and to confirm in me true and steadfast faith. O Lord, I commit my body and my soul unto thee, seeing I put my trust in none beside thee. It is on thee alone that I rely. O Lord my God, aid me. O Lord, hear me in the day and hour wherein I shall invoke thee. I pray thee by thy mercy, not to put me in oblivion, nor to remove me from thee. O Lord, be thou my succor, thou who art the God of my salvation. Make me a new heart according unto thy loving kindness. These, O Lord, are the gifts which I await from thee, O my God and my Master, thou who livest and reignest unto the ages of the ages. Amen. O Lord God, the all-powerful one, who has formed into thyself great and ineffable wisdom, and co-eternal with thyself before the countless ages, thou who in the birth of time hast created the heavens and the earth, the sea, and the things that they contain, thou who hast vivified all things by the breath of thy mouth, I praise thee, and I glorify thee. Be thou propitious unto me, who am but a miserable sinner, and despise me not. Save me and succor me, even me, the work of thine hands. I conjure and entreat thee by thy holy name to banish from my spirit the darkness of ignorance, and to enlighten me with the fire of thy wisdom. Take away from me all evil desires, and let not my speech be as that of the foolish. O thou God the living one, whose glory, honor, and kingdom shall extend unto the ages of the ages. Amen. Islam, we're going to come back with chapter 5 next time. One thing to remember, these writings have been translated and translated again. So listen closely to every word and have no prejudice when you hear a word that you think you may already know what it means. Listen to it again and again if you must. Perfect your claims. Be ye perfect as your Father is perfect. Ashe. Life forever.